everyone. Mr. Devil here, Kenny Danico, three-time Stanley Cup champion of the New Jersey Devils. And you're listening to the Uncle Puckers New Jersey Devils podcast. Let's go, Devils!
Hey, everybody. We are the Uncle Puckers. I am Chris, along with Mr. Tim Wood. And what is up, everybody? How's everybody doing? Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. We kind of have a little bit of a bitch session. I think this show is going to be. I think a lot of Devil fans are a little upset. I know I am. I know that
about what though? Like I think there's a few different ways we could go with this. There are things that I'm upset. There are things that I think people are upset about that I'm not that upset about.
Okay. Well, to start, last night's game, we're going to just basically focus on the second period. My inner 25-year-old Devil fan was in full effect. I wanted blood in that game, and I'm glad I wasn't in the audience, especially 20 years ago, because I probably would have gotten arrested.
Just a goon.
All right, so you start. All right, so what?
I thought we were talking about your unchecked aggression and bloodlust.
Well, I had it.
Let's hear it, you angry little man.
Oh, I was definitely angry. All right, so I mean,
okay, so we started that game out the best start we've had in a game this entire fucking year. And what really I'm starting to notice a lot of about this team, and maybe it's not just this year, it's been consistent, is just situational failures. Like, as a team, as a game, they didn't actually play all that bad. Like, they outshot them, they expected goals them, had more high danger chances, like across the board. They played better than Columbus. Situationally, though, they shat their pants. They're up 2-0, playing great, dumbass fucking penalty, and the power play goal scores. Of course, like that's what happens. And then all the brouhaha in the second period starts. Dylan goes down. They don't fucking rally for him. None of that happens. They fought, but then they get fucking scored on. Like what happened? No, sorry.
Go ahead.
Fighting does not fucking matter if you're going to get scored on to let them tie the game and then fucking let them get two in the span like 30 fucking seconds. It does not matter. All those fights, all that standing up for Dylan, for not. Because you didn't fucking do anything with it. These fucking guys just shit the fucking bed. Like, they suck situationally, and they're a bunch of mental fucking midgets. And I'm fucking pissed about that. Yeah, great. You stood up for Dylan. Nason, good job getting thrown around fucking like in your fight. Jesus, buddy. The fuck happened to you? I'm getting so fucking frustrated with this fucking team. I don't even give a shit if Olivier was there. Olivier could have been there. Who is he going after? Because he knows that there isn't a heavyweight on the Devils that is in his weight class. So he's not going to go after him like Voronkov fucking suckered fucking Dylan. Like, that's just shit's not going to happen. Dylan is our heavyweight, and Dylan went down. Olivier's not going to fight anybody.
Okay.
Sorry. Okay.
No. And there's if there was ever a game that you needed to pull off 2 points with, it was last night. It was after what happened, and there was a whole lot going again. And I understand the emotion, right? I understand you see a guy, a leader like Dylan, a guy who's beloved in that locker room, and he goes down with just a dirty fucking hit, a dirty fight, however you want to call it. And hearing what Keefe said afterwards, there's not basically a not more stand-up guy in the league. Dylan never would have done the bullshit that Voronkov did. Okay. The guys lost their cool. They completely lost their cool. And it became not about winning the game. It became about just getting revenge for Dylan. And there's a piece of me that says awesome, because there's a couple of years ago where that happens to Dylan and then we lose 6-2 and nobody does anything. At least they stood up, they played physical. But my issue is because you're right, situational hockey, it's the key. All right. When you are in positions to get the puck. Now, granted, there are so many things that I can sit here and give them a pass about last night. Going into the third period with four defensemen, and three of them aren't even that good at defense.
One of them's been a little questionable defensively too.
It's very difficult. And kind of going into the third, I was like, there's no freaking way we're going to win this thing, because we were just going to be so fucking gashed by the halfway through this third that we're not going to be able to sustain that. And they didn't. But I have a lot of issues with a few guys. But I do want to just discuss what happened to Dylan for a second. Okay.
Yes. Yeah, let's do it. Sorry, I wanted to get that all off my chest.
Some serious fucking bullshit that everything that transpired after that was just more and more bullshit coupled on top. Now, Dylan doesn't even know he's in a fucking fight at this point, right? And gets decked with his friggin' jersey over it, out cold. And I think the hit on the ice is what did it.
Yeah, I think so too. And Voronkov kind of landed on him a little bit.
Yeah. But now, I don't know who the Devils are using for their doctors in the back, but how the hell did that guy pass? He didn't know what planet he was on when he was getting off the ice, and he passed concussion protocol and was able to come back on the ice. Like, that was the thing. Everyone was cheering. I was like, I don't want to see him on the ice right now. Like, I want to make sure he's fucking okay. It's not like this is game 7 of the finals here. We're in December. Let's just make sure that this guy's healthy. We need him. So that and then you on top with the Siegenthaler getting thrown out. I understand that rule, but dude, he was not expecting to be in a freaking fight. He didn't even have his fucking gloves off. I get it. I know it's automatic.
He needs to know that he needs to tie his jersey down.
Yes,
and I think that is why he was so
apprehensive.
He was trying to avoid that fight. So let's go rewind on the Dylan thing quickly.
So go ahead.
So I've seen a lot of Columbus fans jumping in on shit, particularly on Twitter, and being like, Dylan punched him first. No. What happened was Fantilli sitting on top of Jake Allen, slashing him, poking at him, and that is 101 shit where you don't go after the goalie without expecting repercussions.
Right.
Dylan cross-checked him, got him out of there. Then Voronkov put him in a reverse chokehold. Dylan wiggled his way out of it with no jersey and fucking wildly threw an arm. He still had his glove on. It was not a punch.
No.
And that's when Voronkov suckered him twice and then basically pulled him, dragged him down to the ice face first. That's dirty, it's fucked up, and it's wrong. Any Columbus fan who's saying that it's not is incorrect about that and hasn't set foot on the fucking ice in their fucking life.
I think it's safe to say that most Columbus Blue Jacket fans are fucking idiots. So let's just move on.
I've been playing hockey longer than they've fucking known that hockey existed.
It disgusted me to my core watching that happen. And I mean, there was, of course, that piece of me that was like, God damn it, I wish Scott Stevens was on this fucking team. But I have to admit, the one guy who, the way that he did respond that I absolutely loved was Timo. Mm-hmm. Timo just hit everybody.
He was going after everybody. There was a play where he gave a guy like one of these, like a fake one of these, and the guy was like, ooh, I don't know.
When he laid out Severson, it was beautiful. Now, granted, Don said a hit on Timo hit Siegenthaler, but we're gonna get to Don LaGreca being a fucking moron in a little while. I just can't stand the guy. But anyway, I loved how Timo played. That's what you do. You go at him physical, but first and foremost, you have to win that game. Before you do anything else, you have got to keep your composure, keep your shit together enough to win that game. And I honestly think if Allen doesn't make that bonehead pass to Wood to make it 5-2 or 3, whatever it was, I think we would have gotten a point out of that. I really do. I think the way that they were coming in, I mean, at the end, when we had our goalie pulled and it was 6-on-5, we held the puck the entire time. And if it's a 1-goal deficit, I do think that there's a very good chance that they get this thing to overtime. So the situational awareness, the mistakes that were made, the emotions that they let get to them, I love that they played with that emotion, but I do not love that they let the emotion dictate how this outcome of this game. They should have, after the second, regrouped, got their shit together, said, all right, guys, let's play our, it's going to be tough. We only have fucking 4 defensemen, but let's go win this thing.
And they did. They were play wise, they were fine. It's just back to situational. Like on the Columbus's second goal, or was it their third goal? Siegenthaler just got absolutely fucking dog walked by Monahan, and maybe Allen wants that one. Or what was the goal, which was like a clear slap shot that Allen just fumbled the rebound and it went straight to the guy who put it under his pad. There were 2.
Yeah, I think that was the fourth goal.
The fifth goal, 100% Allen's fault. I saw people trying to blame Luke on that, but
that was not Luke's fault.
No, another little side tangent. I realize Luke's been struggling defensively recently. Like, we all see it. It's happening. But not every single play where he's on the ice, if they get scored on or something bad happens, isn't necessarily Luke's fault. Not everything, just like every goal on Markstrom doesn't need to be a referendum on Markstrom. I get it. He stinks. Like, we don't need to do this for every single goal. It's like they win as a team, they lose as a team, and they're going to say that.
And that's
so
the
like
truth.
We should try, and it's the truth. We can pick on individual guys all we want, but like Nemec and Luke playing. Nemec played over 30 minutes.
30 minutes, yeah.
He was on the ice for the last 6 minutes of the game. It's just like, let's just fucking calm down. We don't need to fucking attack a 22-year-old just because he signed a big contract. Like, the point of these contracts is that they age into them, and he's going to. Everything indicates that he's going to. He's just having a hard time because he's getting too many minutes, and he needs to be stapled to a veteran still. Okay, so got that out of the way. I think 3 of these goals, 2 of them definitely, 1 of them maybe a little bit. We needed Allen there, and he wasn't there. But he also, I think, gets a little bit more grace than Markstrom would have. And I think this nuance was lost on a lot of people last night, is because Allen's been a far better goalie and is coming off a 42 save shutout against Buffalo. That's the difference. Markstrom hasn't put together performances enough this year to get any grace when he puts together a bad performance.
And Markstrom's in that game last night. He's in the fights too. And so who knows how that works out. The mental weakness is it. You had to keep your shit together enough to be able to get those 2 points, not have this team come into your building, sucker punch you. They baited you into fucking 2 guys now that you lost on defense, and they did not. Okay, you go after what the hell is the guy's name?
Voronkov.
You go after him, you take care of that. And then you play the way Timo played, all right? You play physical, but you play hockey. Don't go out looking to just get into fights. I mean, it was getting fucking ridiculous. It really was. And it was, I don't know if it was us baiting them after the Dylan thing, them baiting us, but anyway, they kept their shit together. We didn't in the third period. And that's the thing that bothers me the most. Going in that third, it's like, this is it. If they can pull this off, this would be one of the most galvanizing wins that I could remember for this team. And instead, they just fucking
shot their pants. They shot their pants. Yeah. And it's just, it's frustrating. And I'm not trying to doom here. I still think we have a very good team. But we need some of these guys to get back and be healthy. And
there's 3 guys that I think when they are back in this lineup, this goes from a mid-range good team to can do some damage down the road. And that is, of course, Jack Pesci and Zach McEwen. Zach McEwen needs to get back in this freaking lineup. And I don't know what the hell's going on with him, but I really hope that that him and Dodonov aren't going to be like Thomas Nason, where, did they they played for us? I don't even remember. These 1-year deals and then they're gone. But I think those are the 3 guys that when we get them back, we will be a very formidable team if everybody else stays healthy. But
yes, I completely agree. I've said this very specific, not as specifically, but I will say this more specifically. I don't think we need Quinn Hughes. That's not what we need. I think we still need that 3C. That should be what we go after. And I don't know, maybe Quinn comes here or not. I know Like, he's this incredible player, but what we're going to have to give up to get him without plugging the holes that we give up, it's going to make us a worse team. We're going to be too dependent on a couple of guys when we're not going to be a very good team. I still think that 3C is still what we need the best. We need to bolster our center depth. Like, look at what's happening to us. Like, Glendening is has one of the worst offensive instincts I've ever seen in my life. Like, there's a fucking 40-year-old guy that on my hockey team, he's a great athlete, started playing hockey at like 25. He's not bad, but he has no fucking instincts for the game.
Right.
And it's just like I see that with Glendening, like you see like coming in on a rush, it's Nason rushing up the ice, and I think it was against Philly. Nason's coming up the ice 2-on-1. He's got Glendening with him and drops it to Glendening, who gets pickpocketed in the other way. And it's just like,
we had opportunities yesterday. I mean, we had the opportunities. Brad had the breakaway. We had a few opportunities, and they just didn't. Brad had a couple of good opportunities yesterday. He's got to start burying it, man.
He's got to bury it. Like, he had the wide open fucking net in the first period, would have put us up like 3-0. Or no, it was like it would have been the first goal of the game, I think. Wide open net.
There was Timo's goal, and then this is the one other thing we didn't even discuss. This somebody needs to explain to me how Timo's goal was not a goal. When they called that a goal on the ice, I didn't see anything that would reverse that call. I mean, seriously, they're floundering around.
Nason was basically sitting on Misler.
He was pushed into him. The puck was still loose, and I just think that the goaltender interference we need to. We need to have something more definitive than just whatever the fucking refs feel like calling.
But that's the problem, is a lot of these situations are unique. Like, there's very rarely like that's the exact same situation that happened in that game. So they have rough guidelines. But Nason ran into him first.
I don't. I mean, it to me, I have seen so much more egregious shit being called goals. That's my point.
Flip the way you're and also, if a guy's in the blue paint, like fucking with the goalie, like 99% of the time, like that's gonna get called back. I get it, but flip your thinking. If they scored on the Devils that way, and Fantilli is sitting there basically on top of Jake Allen.
When it comes to goaltender interference this year, I'm watching this game with my wife, right? And I even said to her, she's like, "What do you think?" I'm like, "I'll be honest with you, it looks like it's a good goal to me, but the way that this year has gone, I have no idea what they're going to say. I have no idea."
If a guy touches the goalie in the blue paint,
right,
it's going to get called back. It's pretty cut and dry, in my opinion.
How many times? I can count probably a half a dozen times this year where it should have been goaltender interference. They allowed the goal. Absolutely. We can argue about that, but regardless.
No, do it now. You just said it. Come on.
No, we're moving on.
Half a dozen times.
Well, I don't have the exact fucking times. I'll find them and I will send them to you. I will get a list of every goaltender interference call that went in against every team, and we will look at each one.
And you will find consistently every time the goal is called back.
The only thing that I find about the goaltender interference that's consistent is the inconsistency of it. I'm being serious. I just think it's fucking insane.
I actually disagree.
Okay.
I think it's actually one thing that's pretty cut and dry. If the guy's in the blue paint and he touches the goalie, it's going to be goaltender interference.
If the puck is loose, the way that
doesn't matter if the puck's loose. Doesn't matter if the puck's loose. If the skater is in the blue paint and he touches the goalie, watch every single time. You'll start to see it. I heard this about a year ago on a podcast, and someone was like, "It's pretty cut and dry to me. This is what it is." And I was like, "I don't believe that." Then I started seeing him. I was like, "Yeah, he's right." I'm telling you.
Nope. I think it is the most. I think it's just this rule that's up for interpretation, and it's just however they feel like calling it on either way. And there
is going to be some interpretation because things happen crazy ways. There are crazy bounces in hockey. But if you are in the blue paint and touch the goalie, it will get called back.
And back to if it was the Devils, of course it's the different way. It's completely. Of course we're biased. Of course I'm biased. Of course 100%. I'll admit it every fucking time. But the bottom line is, I thought that should have stood. because
right.
it was called a goal. That's where I'm going.
But that was a pivotal moment because that puts us
absolutely
up 3-0, and then that kind of
it's a different game.
that's an entirely different game.
And so, again, you want to talk about situational stuff like that's okay. You had something go bad against you. Can this team just put it in the back of their heads, forget about it, flush it, and move on? And it does seem a lot of times over the course of the last couple of years, they can't. I mean, go back to the St. Louis game 2 years ago when Jack got hurt, right? When he went flying past Binnington and he crashed into the boards and he busted up his shoulder, whatever. I think we were 1-1 at the time, and I could be wrong about the score, but like Jack's out, and this is the time for the team to get together, coalesce, say, all right, guys, we're going to go get this thing for it. We got destroyed. We came out flat as fucking something very flat.
Dylan's obviously an emotional leader, and he came back out for the second. And to your point, like, shame on the Devils medical staff for letting him go back out there. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, absolutely not. He should not have been back on the ice. That's
it
crazy.
Took 3 guys to get him off the ice.
Crazy to me. It's crazy to me that he was allowed back on the ice.
I'm with you.
Like, I that is something that I didn't really think about at the time. I was like, oh, cool, he's back on the ice. Good for him. And then I was like, then he went off in the third, and I was like, wait a second. I was like, why is he now off if like he was okay coming back? Like, that's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
So I get he's a warrior and probably was like, I'm going back out there and it's a thousandth game and all that shit, but it's just like not right.
And like they talked a little bit about it during the broadcast with LaGreca saying, he must have passed the concussion protocol, otherwise he wouldn't be allowed on the bench. And Sal going, well, he probably just wants to be out there with the guys. And LaGreca telling, well, but he had to pass concussion protocol. I don't understand how you pass concussion protocol after what happened to him, but even if you did, you can't come out on even if he did pass it and just he wanted to come out and sit with the guys. At first I was like, all right, maybe he did pass it and he just wants to be on that bench. And okay, I'm not going to take any, but then when I saw him taking shifts, I was like, oh, what the fuck are we doing here? This guy's brain is not right now. Chico mentioned muscle cramp for Dylan when I was listening to the game.
I mean, if your brain is a muscle,
that's a good point.
It looked like it went dark for a second.
Chico has a lot of those. But yeah, I was much more concerned about Dylan's safety at that point and him for the length of the season than I am about game 20 whatever in December, like against Columbus. Okay, we can move on. If we lose this one, it is what it is. I want to make sure he's healthy. I didn't want to see him get hurt again.
Yes. So I know I said you win as a team, lose as a team, but I'm going to pick apart a couple of guys right now.
Yeah.
So Luke Glendening, I don't understand what you do around here. I know you win a couple faceoffs every now and then, but like I've been pretty clear that
for Zach McEwen.
I don't think faceoffs are all that important. And this Juho Lamico experiment, like he is quite possibly.
You were about to get racist for a second. I was like, you were like that Juho Lamico. I was like,
Jesus Christ!
I heard racist. Jew, and I was like, where are you going with this?
It's more xenophobic when I'm going to make fun of
xenophobic.
Yeah.
Go ahead. This guy sucks.
Fuck
dude.
the Finns.
What are we doing with fucking Lamico on this team?
Like,
what are we doing with him?
Who is this guy? Like, why can't like? Where's Brian Hallinan? He's good. Legare. They bring so much more to the table than Juho Lamico. Like, I do not understand. He is another notch in the what the fuck is Fitzgerald doing belt. And we need like so the other guy, and it's that fourth line, Stefan Nason. Like, I loved him to death last year, but he just is bringing nothing to the table this year. Like, I don't see anywhere near anything from him. I don't think he's playing really particularly physical. He's slow as shit. He's getting buried on the fourth line. He's not even getting a power play time anymore to get those.
Well, that was the only thing that saved his ass last year. That gave him, he didn't have those power play minutes. He's, nowhere near that career.
What did he go from like January to March? I don't think he scored a single goal.
Yeah.
So, we have issues with this guy, and it's just like this keeps happening. And then why on earth is Sheldon Keefe putting Dennis Cholowski back into the lineup?
We talked about that before the game.
Like, why? There's I do not see the logic. Still don't see the logic. didn't see the logic during the game. I was like, what is this guy doing out there? And now you have, when both defensemen went down, you have fucking Chalowski out there,
Yep.
Luke and Nemec, who are like little babies still. And Luke is looking more and more like a giraffe who's just learning how to skate. And Nemec, who's playing 30 minutes. And you know what Nemec has done? And I'll address Stephen Engel's first comment. I agree. I'm ready to ship Dougie out. I am ready. I'm ready for that. And my biggest reservation about getting rid of Dougie over the summer was we don't know what we were going to get from Nemec and or Casey. And now we know what we have with Nemec. And I think he's proven it. I think he's solidified that spot. And I think there's still some uncertainty in it. We need to ship Dougie off so we can say, Nemec, it's your time to shine. Because this kid thrives with more ice time, more confidence, more usage, all those things. When he's getting more of those, he's our best defenseman on the ice.
Okay.
So, fuck off, Dougie.
Lamico, I didn't understand why Fitz signed him in the first place, to pluck this guy out of some, obscure Finnish league or some team, there, and just pluck him out and say, all right, he's going to be our 3C or 4C or whatever they brought him over, whatever in his head. I think he was brought over to be our 3C because we brought him over before we signed Glass. Yeah. So that made not a lot of sense, but okay. I didn't see the guy play. I didn't know much about him. Okay, maybe they know more than I do. Let's see. No. There's a reason he's playing on the fucking some obscure Finnish league and not in the NHL. And we see it, unfortunately, every night.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Like, it's just like, with the amount of video and technology that we have in the world today, it's not like the 90s where you find some mystery guy in the plains of Russia. It's like, we're pretty well aware of who this guy is. I could find clips of him on the internet and be like, I don't know if this is going to work or not. And it's shown that it hasn't. There's a reason why he left the NHL and is playing in the Swiss league, which is like the 5th or 6th best league. And we're so annoyed by so much. Okay. So there's all that.
Well, I do want to just bring up the because we did discuss a lot right there. So, but the Quinn thing, we started with that. You started with the Quinn Hughes thing. And I think I even texted to you guys, like, or just to you, whatever. And it was about a week or so. I'm like, I'm done talking Hughes boys for a while. Like, I'm so tired of this team just being about the Hughes and Jack's injured, Luke sucks, and we're going to trade for Quinn. Quinn's a free agent in 2 years. If he wants to be a Devil, sign him. If we have a spot, he wants to be a Devil, sign him. Give nothing up. Do not make any move, because you're 100% right. We need a lot more than Quinn Hughes on this team. And as far as Hamilton goes, it's the same shit from last year. He is a shell of himself. And I'm completely with you. What do you have? What does he have? 2 goals, 3 goals this year?
I think 4. But like Hamilton looked great to start the year, and then he got hurt again. And since he came back from whatever that was,
and that's how it's always been.
He looks disengaged. What I hope may have happened is that they're like Dougie, we're going to trade you, and he's like, all right, well, fuck you guys. But this is kind of what his whole career has been. It was in Boston like this. It was in Calgary like this. It was in Carolina like this, where he has a great year and then kind of and my biggest worry is that they're going to trade like Nemec and Mercer and a first and maybe some other shit for Quinn and keep Dougie and just go down with the ship with Dougie.
That would be one of the biggest mistakes, the biggest mistake that you can make.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, I wanted to stop complaining because I'm a positive person and I hate complaining about shit.
Well, then we will talk about something a little positive. Okay. There are a lot of guys. I mean, that Nico line has been generating a shitload of offense. I love them. I love our top 6. I think, Gritsuk's playing good. I like, Mercer's playing well. I have no issues with those guys.
And do you know who else had a really fucking good game last night?
Connor Brown?
No. Andre Palat.
Andre Palat did have a good game.
He was very noticeable. He looked quick. He was getting on forechecks. He was stripping the puck from guys. He was doing the little things, and he got rewarded for it from a goal. However, every time Gritsuk is like this line magic guy. So, it's like Palat was really good with Kucherov. Maybe Palat just needs a Russian on his line.
which is
because
fine.
now
We have
that's
one.
that's 2 goals in 2 games playing together. Gritsuk every single game impresses me, and one thing that I've really just continues to impress me about him is these second, third, and fourth efforts to get the puck back from someone.
Well, that was what I was going to say. His defensive game is so far ahead of what I expected his defensive game to be, coming from where he came from, and the kid is just a really good, solid freaking hockey player. I mean, he really is.
Oh, yeah.
And I love him. And he brings something that this team has not had, which is depth and scoring from guys not named Jack Hughes and Jesper Bratt, Nico.
Yeah, like his goal against Pittsburgh, where he tracked down Letang, forced him in, dummied him
What a
into
beautiful
making a
goal that
terrible
was.
pass.
Yep.
Last night on Palat's goal, puck was coming back out, and second effort went off his shin pad. He kept fighting for it. Third effort, fourth effort, finally got the puck through to Palat, who buried it. Like, if Palat didn't bury that, I'd be like, send this guy to the fucking moon. Like, thank God he buried that. The pieces are there, and I do think we do need to just get some of these guys back.
I think
The
that's
other guy
it.
that I continue to be impressed with, and I take back a lot of what I said the past couple of years, Dawson Mercer.
Been amazing. Been playing a great season so far. I mean, really playing great, playing his ass off. He brings a good element. He reminds me a lot of how Sergei Brilin used to play. Just a tough dude who's going to just do everything he can, be in the right spots. Doesn't matter where you put him on the lineup. You're going to get 100% from him. And durable, doesn't get hurt, doesn't miss time. It doesn't take shifts off. Dawson Mercer's having a really good year. And it's nice to see how he's developed into what he has. I am not. My biggest concern is Tom Fitzgerald going to fuck things up, like you're talking about this with the Hughes thing.
I think he is.
Collect records. Like you said, like if Fitz, I believe that Fitz, and I've said this before, I believe it is his personal goal to have the team that has all Hughes boys, with all 3 Hughes brothers on it.
I think he's also getting pressure from ownership on that too.
Well, sure, he probably is.
Because
You're
that
right.
is a ticket sales, merchandise,
I mean,
marketing dream.
The NHL would be all over the Devils if you have all 3 Hughes boys. And look, I love Quinn. He's a fantastic player. I just look, if you can get Quinn and not have to give up a Nemec or, somebody like a Mercer and something like that, and you can make it work, and it's like a Hamilton and Palat or whatever, but that's never going to happen. You're going to have to give up guys that are on this team that are in roles that they are producing in right now. And if you take those guys out, we do not have the depth, in my opinion, to get rid of Mercer and Nemec and bring Quinn in and expect this team to be better. It's just not going to happen.
Right. Like, the holes we're going to create and what we give up for him are going to be bigger than what he
1,000%
than what he will contribute to our team. Quinn is unbelievable. I get it. He is. But then I think about the logistics of things too. Like, then we're going to have 3 probably $9 million defensemen that are all power play 1 quarterback-ish. Like, are we going to put Nemec and Quinn on power play 1 and Luke on power play 2? Like, what's the plan here back there? And Quinn plays the left side, and we're going to have 4 or 5 left D playing in our, like, that always is a difficult thing to accommodate.
That's why it shouldn't happen.
I think the lineup should be, you keep this Timo, Nico, Brat line together.
Mm-hmm.
Then Jack, Mercer, Gritsuk. That's your top 6.
Absolutely.
You bring in O'Reilly. Then you have O'Reilly, Brown, and Palat.
Right.
And then you have McEwen, Glass, and Cotter. And I think that is our forward group. Then you have Luke, Siegenthaler, Dylan. What was it? And then Nemec, Dougie, and White or someone. I don't know who fills out that last spot.
Well, Pesci.
That's another, or Pesci. Sorry, yeah. What am I talking about? I was like, I knew I was forgetting someone.
Yeah.
But I'm willing to like that. Nemec's contract next year is basically going to be Dougie's deal.
Right. And I forgot I had a point that I was going to make here.
Fucking Mike Ruff.
Yeah. So I remember. I I think that this team just needs to get those 3 guys back. I really do. I think that I think Zach McEwen, for the little bit we saw, I like the way he fit in this.
His
fourth line.
his game could tail off, but like he can play, he can skate, he can
Right.
shoot. Like,
and he's a big guy. He's physical. Like that's what you need from a fourth liner. You know that's but in your scenario, what are you doing with Nason?
I don't know. Like maybe he rotates in and out with, you know, then we'll have
Cotter and
then we'll have
yep.
Four, then
do
we'll have
that.
14 forwards, 7D, 2 goalies. The roster's 23, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. 14 forwards, 7D, 2 goalies. That works. Yeah. Glendening, Nason, McEwen, Cotter, they'll have a rotation. Like Cotter could probably use a seat every now and then just to reset his, potato brain.
Hey, listen, Jacques Lemaire constantly had bottom 6 guys rotating in and out. Constantly. It was who was scratched that night, who was in that night, and it was a rotation of 3 or 4 guys, and they seemed fresh. They were fresh when they were out there. They played well when they were out there. Not every guy is going to be able to be at their top game, maybe 2 games a year. They need to sit every once in a while.
Right. And Fitz was right when he said, I want to create competition. But what we killed him for is we didn't mean like in the top 6. Like the top 6 should be set. The competition should be on the 4th line. Like who's actually gonna fucking dress. Not like who's gonna play one right wing and be on power play 1. Fucking Daniel Sprong.
But I'm with you 1,000%. The 3C, that needs to be the spot that we get. We need to move Glass down to the 4th, and if you can pull that off and have Glass as our 4th line center with, like you said, McEwen and Cotter, there's not many teams that would have that good center depth if we had those 4, or a Ryan O'Reilly or whoever else we might go out and get. But we need a 3C.
Oh, I gotta send you this picture.
Which one?
It's just Mike Ruff and I have a fun little game where in his Facebook group, he basically says everybody's like, oh, it's all Luke's fault. Everything's Luke's fault. So he made this those Franklin things.
The turtle.
Like the turtle, yeah.
Yeah. I saw what Hegseth did with it.
Oh yeah. Oh god, that guy's fucked, man. He's going to jail. Anyway, so yes, I think we have that rotation on the 4th line. Like, and I think with a better offensive center, like Glass, that could unlock Cotter a little bit.
Yeah.
Like I feel like he is very center dependent. And it's affecting him. You can tell.
I agree. And these next 2 games are huge. These are 2 big games. And you got to be able to flush what happened in that Columbus game. They got to come back. You cannot drop 3 in a row here. I know that this is a tall order for us to beat Dallas, but every single player tomorrow night have to be on their A game. They absolutely, and Markstrom has to be the best player tomorrow night. And that's so friggin' important. It looks like Dylan's playing, so that's good.
I hope so. He's just been so important to this team, on so many levels.
That's funny.
That's funny, right?
Yeah, it's very funny.
So I saw quite possibly the 3 worst, like my personal fucking Vietnam of trade options for exactly.
Yeah.
Like Grits has become this unlock guy. Brat was that guy for a long time. He unlocked Sharon Govich. Then like when Jack finally started coming to his own, put him with Brat. Now it's Gritsuk with Cotter and Gritsuk with Brown and Gritsuk with Palat. Dave Pagnotta, the 4th period guy, who I think is a bit of a rumor monger, but he basically brought up, it was like Stamkos, Marchessault, and Braden Shen. And he was like, New Jersey could be in on all 3 of those guys. And I was like, no.
So we would just go and do what Nashville did, basically. And
Exactly.
come on,
man. I think this is a problem. Another problem with Fitzgerald is he has these great white or these white whales, these great white
Yeah,
buffaloes, where he's
absolutely.
like, it was Marsham forever, it was
It
Timo
was
forever.
Timo.
He had his eye on Dumoulin too for whatever reason, and I think it's still Stamkos and Marchessault. Like I just look like Stamkos is like both of them have like 7-9 points in 25 games. Like, no, thanks.
Well, here's the thing though, with Stamkos especially. Do you think Stamkos playing with Mercer and Jack change the scenery with those
No,
two
no,
guys?
no,
No. You think
no.
he's cooked?
He is cooked.
Okay.
No.
All right.
Yeah, and Mike, that is my point, is that there fits his white whales because
Right.
he's a dumb old 90s hockey guy who's like, toughness, physicality, veteran leadership. It's like we need
And
people that
it's
can
also
fucking still skate and play hockey.
it's also the guys that he tried to get and couldn't get.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
that we heard the day that free agency started last year or whenever it was 2 years ago, right? Like Devils are real close to signing March or so. Oh shit, he just signed with Nashville.
Yeah.
Devils are real close to signing Stamkos. Oh shit, he just signed with Nashville. So he seems obsessed with these guys that say no. If she says no, no means no, Tom. Move on. It's very simple. All right.
Yeah.
They said no, they went somewhere else. There's plenty of other people. And I just think a 3C. Like, we do not have to over fucking complicate this shit. Get a good 3C, give up a lower end prospect, give up a draft pick, whatever, and bring them in. Get Jack back, get Pesci back, get McEwen in the lineup. This is a different team. Let's just start there before we start fucking mix matching everything.
Yeah, before we give up Nemec and Mercer and Casey and our entire prospect pool and fucking, and a bunch of picks for Quinn, and then stick him on the right side with Colton White, and it's just like, oh, he's never played the right side. Oh, Luke's really suffering because he's not getting power play one time, and he has $9 million. Now we got to re-sign Nemec, and we're running out fucking L'Amico as our 2C because Jack got hurt again, and we don't have any forwards anymore. It's like it's just like I don't see how it will work unless, I mean, that's he talked about Kiefer Sherwood. Kiefer Sherwood is the exact type of guy that I think Fitz would want. Sherwood hits everything. He would be like an awesome fourth liner. Him and Cotter would be absolutely menaces. But he's shooting fucking 30% or something ridiculous right now. He is not going to score at the rate that he's scoring in Vancouver. That is going to slow down. So
where's he playing in Vancouver?
I don't know. Probably top. He's probably playing top line, or something like that. But he's just been on an outrageous shooting bender. And it's like you can't use that recency bias. Like, he is the guy that he is. He hits everything. Great. He's mean. He's fast.
But we don't need that.
And he's young and he's cheap. We need guys that can play fucking hockey. We need guys.
We need guys that can
talent and
finish.
skill. We need guys that can finish. One of my next couple of blogs that I have in the back of my head is I'm pretty certain we've got to be one of the worst shooting teams in the league. Like I'm almost like just I don't know. I watch a lot of the rest of the league, but like not enough to like chart it all out. But I want to like chart it all out and be like you just watch Luke. He'll dangle 3 guys and then put a muffin right in the goalie's fucking chest, or off some dude's shin guard because it takes him a year and a half to get his shot off. And it's just like, come on, Luke, you need to get that shot off fucking quicker. You need the fucking net. You need to hit a stick.
And that's the biggest. When this team plays fast, when this team has the puck on and off their stick, and they're moving that puck north, and they're doing it quickly, they're almost unstoppable. But when they're their own worst enemy sometimes, and it's just they just have to. These young guys still have a lot of growing to do. Like we can't shit all over Luke Hughes all the time. Exactly what you said. Like, Luke Hughes in 2 or 3 years, we are expecting to be as good as Quinn. At least I am. I'm expecting him to be there at some point. Did we talk about? That's Tim. I've never been on the Dougie bus here.
I was on the Dougie bus because of what the options to replace him looked like at the time.
It made perfect sense. And I when you look at it through your eyes, like, no, we can't get rid of Dougie right now because the guys that we have that are going to replace him aren't proven. Well, that guy is Nemec. Nemec has proven that he is Like you said, he's our best defenseman right now.
Even Colton White, I'm fine with him slotting him in. Like Dougie's not doing what Dougie's supposed to be doing. He's not scoring goals, not really shooting all that much.
No.
He's pinching in okay down the boards, but like and he's playing PK okay. He's doing an okay job there, but like
I said it
don't know.
last year, and I'll say it now. Dougie Hamilton actually is one of our few veteran guys that actually have real value. He has done enough in his career to get other GMs excited over the possibility of Dougie Hamilton. Now's the time. Like, you have to make a move now. And if Dougie's going out for whatever it is that you want to go and get, which I hope is a 3C, but you got to do it. And I think it's got to be done soon.
If we can get some things back for Dougie, that then we can then flip all that for something for like a Quinn deal. But like, I just don't see it being enough. And I still think there are going to be roster pieces that will come off our roster if we get Quinn that will, I don't want to call them irreplaceable, but the hole that we leave will not be filled by Quinn.
Yeah. And like I said, Quinn wants to be here in 2 years.
Stephen Engel, you're very wrong about that. You're absolutely wrong.
Oh,
Dougie Hamilton has a name, and he has he is something that, and being right-handed, being a power play guy, like Detroit,
there are a lot of teams.
Dallas just lost Leon Bichelle, so they're going to need right side guys, even though they don't have a lot of cap space. So there are a lot of teams that would covet Dougie.
Absolutely,
I think you just need to send him to a place where that's winning. Like, unfortunately, like I know I've made up the Dougie for O'Reilly. I'd do that in a heartbeat, but like I just Dougie's I don't think would go to Nashville. I think he's just like, I'm not going to a shitty team. You never know. Maybe he would. Maybe he'd be like, oh yeah, I can live in a mansion in Franklin, Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, but I think that something does have to be done with Dougie because I'm kind of done with him. I'm sick of him. I love watching Nemec, and it's kind of like now we have, we're running out last night. Luke and Dougie on the power play together, and none of them are,
it's being forced right now. That 3D rotation, we're trying to force all three of them onto the power play to not piss off one of them or to not, like I think that's what's happening.
But the bottom line is sometimes your feelings get hurt, and if you're a little butt hurt because you're not on power play one, then play fucking better and get on power play one, and I don't know. Yeah, that's true too, Mike. The goaltending has been suspect this year, and tomorrow night I'm nervous, man. I think Markstrom has got to play the game of the year for the Devils right now. If you're going to beat Dallas, they're one of the best teams in the league, and that's one of those.
Yeah, we'll know early.
Yeah, because it is one of those games that can get out of hand early. Is exactly what I was just about to say. I just want these guys fucking back because you go into a 5-game slump, you're now second last place in the Metro. That's how close it is. So they got to get their shit together. They got to start playing some just 60 fucking minutes, man. Like you said, they came out on fire. Those first 4 or 5 shifts yesterday, some of the best hockey we've seen from the Devils.
Yeah, it's just like no.
All right, Husky, have a good night, brother.
Their power play is like so deadly. We can't give them any fucking easy, cheap power plays. Like they have a top 6 that all these guys have fucking unbelievable shooting talent. Like Marky's got to be on his game because Dallas is looking at this scouting report is like licking their fucking chops.
Oh yeah,
like we got to shoot from everywhere on this guy. So I gotta go. I gotta go cook dinner.
Yeah, let me just before you bounce, I just want to check one thing. Let's see what Markstrom's record is against Dallas. I just want to see what his career is.
We played them pretty well last year, and I remember we gave up two late. No, I think we gave up 2 late goals. I remember Thomas Harley won it, I believe. Won it for them in like the last minute or something like that last year.
He's 8-4-3 against the Stars.
Markstrom is?
Yeah.
Yeah. What are his other numbers?
What are his other numbers? That's a good question. Let's see. They don't have his goals against or save percentage. They just have his record. So let me just check this. What are you making for dinner?
Cheeseburgers and a salad and maybe some French fries.
He's 8-4-3, 17 games with a goals against average of a 3.2 and a save percentage of 889. Yeah.
It's honestly, I said this last night where I think it's going to be a race to 4. Whoever scores 4 goals wins. I think it might be a race to 5 for the next couple of games.
Yeah. Well, the Devils have their work cut out for them.
They're scoring goals.
Yeah,
Like that
they're
was,
still in good position.
I think we're over 3 or so goals a game, which is like, remember we were like 2.3 last year or something like that.
Yeah.
So they're scoring goals. It's just we're getting carried again by guys. We need more people to contribute.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep ripping parlays with fucking Luke in until he finally puts one in.
Oh, you can keep wasting your money. That's fine. But yeah, I mean, last night's game was just just to wrap everything up. It was just seriously frustrating. It was the one game I really was like, we need the 2 points, and that was the thing that just it sucked not being able to get a fucking point out of that after everything those guys went through.
It was disappointing and frustrating.
They deserved better, I thought. I really do.
I'm not mad. They deserved disappointed. Better.
Exactly. I was mad, and then I got disappointed, and now I'm just kind of.
Then I got mad, then I got sad, then I jerked off.
Well, it's like you when you texted me. I was on delay, and you're like, "It was bad," and then it gets better, and then it's bad again, then it evens out. That's about right.
That's basically what happened.
Yeah,
I was like, "It's really bad," then it gets a little better, then it sucks again, then it's bad, then it's bad, then it's bad, then it gets worse.
Yeah, and then when we were all live, we were like, "Why can't we go back to when it wasn't so bad?"
Yeah, the fact that Miles Wood score on us, just like,
of course he did. Who's ex-Devils on Dallas? Because that's who you need to put money on tomorrow.
Oh, do you know who is?
Score.
Nate Bastian.
Oh fuck, that's right. Bastian's gonna have a hat trick tomorrow. You watch. Bastian's gonna have a hattie. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. This was fun. We usually don't come on 2 nights in a row, but last night's game was just, I think, had a lot. We had to talk.
I got out a lot of what I wanted to get out. I feel like I just went to the gym.
Yeah. When's the last time you did that?
I live on a farm, so my property is the gym. Okay. Exercise wise.
All right.
I just put my nephew a poker table that I'm going to refurbish for his lacrosse house. Yeah, I'm going to get like red felt with his college logo on it. And so I was up in the barn sanding it up.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Very excited about that.
That sounds fun. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us. We really appreciate it. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, please hit the alert bell and subscribe and all the other bullshit that's there. And if you're listening to us in podcast form, a 5-star review, download, positive comment does help the little podcast that could. We are the Uncle Puckers. We'll most likely be back, I would say, probably Thursday. We'll probably sandwich a show in between.
I'd like to try and get into a more regular cadence like this where we're talking about games that happened the night before as opposed to going on right before game.
Let's be honest, the reason we go on before the games is to help Tony out because he can't get on
but like I can do like the day after at 5. I could probably start doing that, but I start my new job today. I couldn't.
I start my new job on the 15th, so my hours will be officially from pretty much 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock at night
9 to 5.
Basically,
to make a living.
Sing it, you. And we will. So they're playing Dallas on tomorrow, and then I think Vegas on Friday, Boston Saturday. I think that's the way it goes.
Yes.
All right. So we'll be back Saturday. We'll be back Thursday. We're going to do a show Thursday. We'll talk about the Dallas game, and then we'll be back. Maybe we'll come back Saturday night or Sunday and talk about the other two. So, guys, thanks for hanging out with us. It's always fun, and that's it, man. We'll talk to you guys. We'll see you when we see you.
All right. Eat a dick, Valka.
It's over, Johnny. It's over.
You got nothing?
No.